All right, y'all, welcome back. So today we're going to be checking out the new soap from Meguiars. This is the watermelon bubblegum scented car wash. Take a look there. Let's see what it's talking about. So Meguiars watermelon bubblegum scented car wash brings the fun back to washing your car with an amazing scent and extra rich suds. Shake well for best results. Ensure the car is cool in the shade. Pre-rinse to remove loose dirt. If you notice the wash is drying too quickly, work section at a time. But to avoid water spots, dry with a quality microfiber drying towel. 1 ounce per gallon in the bucket. 1 to 5 in the foam cannon. Now, I've got a high flow pressure washer. It draws a lot slower from the foam cannon, so I'm going to mix it a lot stronger. I usually assume that's like 15 to 1 is what they're shooting for. Like a normal pressure washer, a normal foam cannon is 15 to 1. So it's going to be like 2.7 to 1. So it's going to be 60 mils in 250 mils of solution. Yeah, so I haven't even opened it yet. So let's see what it smells like. Actually, I guess I did. Yeah, I mean, that smells like bubblicious for sure. All right, so we got the Armor Drift here. So we're going to go ahead and get this set up. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water in here first. And so this is for my reverse osmosis machine. I'm at 190. Yeah, so if I just pour this to 250, we'll be good. Okay. Let me finish taking this off. I just kind of poked a hole in it. But it's going to make a mess if I try to pour it that way. There's 250. And so you can see how well it mixed. I mean, it just mixed right in there. Pour it in the foam cannon. See if there's any left in the bottom. Perfectly clean coming out of there. So, especially for mixing it that strong, that's a A+. So, all right, so what we're going to do a foam rinse foam, but I'm going to white towel test it on the back of the car just to see what the cleaning power looks like. I mean, I don't expect it to be a strong cleaner by any means, but I want my pre-wash. I want that first foam to put it on dry. I don't want to put any water on the car first so the soap gets the strongest dilution to the surface coming out of your foam cannon. And then, I want that first one to clean a good bit of the dirt off so that I don't have to worry about much of it with my contact wash. So, so we're going to do that. We're going to foam it on, do a white towel test, see what it looks like. If it's not enough, then I have Coach Chemi Super Foam loaded up in my other foam cannon. So we'll run around and hit it with that just to do a more thorough pre-soak. But we'll hit it with this first and see what it does. So I'll see you out there. All right, we got everything loaded up, car's ready. I'm going to take you around, just show you what kind of dirt is on it. It's not horrible, but I put probably 600 miles since the last wash. So let me show you what we're working with. Got it loaded up. Knob is ready. wasn't dirty, but it actually did a really good job. There's no real dirt there. Same. So yeah, that was enough. All right, let's get the contact washing. All right, so I got like 120 mils in here of soap. I'm gonna go into the wash bucket. Put about 12 liters of water. Yeah, I mean it was a little harder to pour that way, but I mean it didn't take much. I put just a tiny amount of water in there to get it rinsed out. So it mixes really well. All right, let's activate our suds. Actually, let's foam the car first. I don't know if I quite have enough to make it around the whole car, so I'm gonna turn my cannon down just a couple notches. See if we can't get this whole car foamed. Yeah, that was just enough. That was just enough. We're empty. So we're gonna be using the new DIY Detail Incredible Wash Mitt. Ooh, buddy. Very slick. Suds are staying in the bucket nice, but it's drying on the surface a lot faster than I'd like. I think that's really my only complaint here. Pretty sure I already did that part. Right. Let's rinse and see how it does. All right, y'all, we just wrapped up this quick review of the Meguiars Watermelon Bubblegum Scented Car Wash. Meguiars as a brand, there's somebody I trust. All the products are good. Some of them are great. And a lot of them have stood the test of time, old formulas that are still great today. I think like Gold Class is really good. The hybrid ceramic wax, that was one of the first ceramic waxes, one of the first spray on rinse off products. And it still holds well today. It's great. Got great hydrophobics, pretty durable. But they're also really transparent. They list full ingredient lists, full SDS sheets on their website. They're easy to find. You just go to the product link and it's all right there. They don't hide much, and I think that's really important. We're using these products. We need to know if there's something in here that we're going to be allergic to that's going to give us a bad reaction, and if it's dangerous for us. There's a lot of soaps out there that are listed as having skin causticity, which needs to be pretty transparent with us, that these are products you absolutely need to wear gloves. But anyway, this was not one of them. And yeah, I liked it quite a bit, actually. The scent, I'll give it one more whiff here. I mean, it's watermelon juicy fruit. If you loved watermelon juicy fruit, you're going to love this. It's not a super strong scent. It's noticeable. You're talking $13 for this bottle, half a gallon, but you're also looking at using like 3 to 4 ounces in a wash bucket. If you're doing 1 ounce per gallon, you know, if you're foam rinse foam, you're going to use probably 4 ounces at a moderately sized vehicle. So, you know, you're looking at, if you use 8 ounces per wash, you're only going to get 8 out of this, right? So that's going to put you at like $1.50, $1.60, something like that a wash. So that's something to keep in mind. But super slick. You know, the slickness is a premium experience. The foaming level is a premium experience. You know, as far as the rinse off, how does the foam rinse off, but how does it stay stable in the bucket? You know, and the foam lasted the entire wash in the bucket, but when I went to rinse it out, especially that cowl underneath my hood, it rinsed right out. Probably one of the fastest out of any soap I've tried. So, you know, that's one of the best rinse offs. You know, and there was a couple spots where I, you know, missed just a touch of soap and it wiped right off, wiped off cleanly. You know, so just with a little damp towel and where it dried, because it did dry on the surface. The dwell time wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. You know, I was doing it in direct sunlight, but it's not that hot of a day. You know, the panel was still cool, so not much to worry about there. So overall, I think it's a good product. If you like that scent, give it a shot. There'll be a link for it in the description with a lot of my other favorite products. So check those out. Give them a click. Use my code for Armor Detail Supply or DIY. You know, those help me out a little bit. Every little bit helps. You know, gets me some money to get some more products to test and give you some more videos. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll bring those videos to you. All right, appreciate y'all. Peace.